Hello dear viewer, and welcome to a very special video, because today, are you tired of wind units? Do you look at wind units and say, God damn these wind units, I'm so tired of having to deal with them. They're so powerful and so strong and just completely out of control, and for some reason they have so many 100 cost units. It would be nice if there was some unit that could deal with particularly very strong physical and magical units. Well, I have something to tell you about today. A brand new unit that is sure to put a nice winter smile on your face. Hi everyone. The bit is over. I was wearing it. I just want to go on record as saying I was wearing a tie for this one. But yeah. Hi everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking and taking a look at the JPN news, which is, of course, the winter units. The winter units have long been foretold, and guess what? JP has a pleasant surprise that we are not getting shadow links yet, because I'm not against shadow links. I just want to make that perfectly clear before we go any further in this video. It'll be interesting to see what Global Shadow Links is, but I am glad when JP and Global at least get some different units, because it makes for a lot more stuff to talk about, a lot more stuff to consider, and that's way more fun for me as well. So first off, let's get the boring stuff out of the news. Pickup match will be going on. Just a good chance for people to end up getting. Looks like we got some attack resistance. We got just a bunch of things in here. Reaction block. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that. But mostly that is just a chance for people to pick up some extra resources. Next up, as alluded to, Ice will be the major player in this time around, and it looks like a relatively small map, which means that Iced Ranged is probably going to have a pretty good advantage. Might even be worth dropping any range extensions you have, so you can potentially get some AP and abilities casted first. It does look like a small map, but that might be wrong. I'll check it out when it is, but this is the new arena for the rest of the month, and thank goodness it's giving Ice a bonus, because honestly, I am fed up with wind-based units and a bunch of other type units, so I'm really happy to see Ice getting some goodness. Alright, but here's the thing that you have been waiting for, the new winter unit, Raviesse. Congratulations to Raviesse, another MR unit, making it out of the MRs and into the UR category. And not only that, I would like to highlight that this week both the VC and the character will be coming at the same time, because the next collaboration will probably be announced next week, early next week. I would be imagining Monday or so. Which reminds me, we're talking about a winter unit. We're going to need some frosty tunes to talk while we talk. So here we go. Estogazo, one of the most frosty Final Fantasy songs I can think of course, except for the snowboarding stuff in Final Fantasy VII. But anyway, getting back to it, let's talk about Raviesse, because I have really high hopes that this character will be quite strong against multiple different teams. She's already looking pretty good. She is a great sword user. Her main job is something brand new, which is always exciting. I love to see brand new types of jobs. The listing for this is Great Knight, which is kind of cool as well. We have a Knight sub job and Paladin third. So Knight, I'm not overly crazy about. It's fine being in there. It'll probably be matched for stats quite nicely, and who knows, maybe some of the abilities will be useful. But Paladin seems to be like the big thing here. I mean, a 70 cost unit is already very cost efficient, and we've seen with the Halloween unit this year that Halloween Lucia was really good at a 70 cost unit. So again, one of the reasons why I have super big things, although I am just going to make one visual complaint about her design, just one. That skirt is super cold for a winter unit. Oh my god, her legs are going to be frosty. Alright, But yes, Great Knight, Knight, and Paladin. Paladin, again, if we're looking at a unit with guts here, she could be quite difficult to kill. And just between all three of these being really offense, physical, and defensive type jobs is really looking quite synergistic and very interesting, to say the least. Now, this unit on her limit burst, you'll notice that it's an AoE. It's not a large AoE, but it does have a high amount of range. While increasing her own defense penetration off the limit burst will also give a 3-turn defense penetration increase after dealing dealing large damage, I should say, and frostbite effect, which is a very powerful status effect. There's no doubt in my mind that frostbite is incredibly dangerous for other units, and it's it can shut down other teams. Not having AP is not particularly a good thing. Second ability is another AoE, shorter range, but destroys a barrier and deals medium damage. Barrier destruction is incredibly powerful for units like anyone that wants to be a physical damage dealer. Being able to destroy a barrier is a big thing. So yes, very good. And the last ability that we're finding out about today is, with centered around range around herself, raise pierce attack resistance and place a barrier for 3 times that reduces physical damage. So on evaluation right now, Raviesse is looking like a physical damage dealing tank that is potentially going to have guts, barrier, destruction of barrier, and status effects. So honestly, like, just looking at her, it's kind of interesting because she feels like a really low cost version of sorry, I should have been scrolling down. I was looking down on my web browser, but that's bad of me. Anyway, just scroll down to these abilities. She, like, if she has all of this kind of survivability, and also, like, she seems like she'll be very good in the anti-physical matchup. She really seems like an incredibly big answer to Flag Glassy, but since Flag Glassy is still one of the best characters in the game, no real complaints here. And again, you can fit this into a much lower cost team here. Just a really absolutely looking fantastic unit that will be quite the inclusion. Like, honestly, she's still considered to be an Xmas unit on JP, so if you have a lot of Xmas orbs saved up, might make for a really easy 120, or even, dare I say, 140, which is quite interesting. All right, as for her master ability is accuracy and ice attack up. So again, leading credence to the fact that she's going to be really good at dealing with evasion as well as dealing attack. The only question here is ice already has 2 really good tanks, and one particularly, we'll just say one incredibly great one. Snow is still a fantastic tank, and Agrius is kind of a status effector. It'll be interesting to see this being a much lower cost version than both of these units, and potentially with just how she matches up versus the other ice tanks, although she might just end up being more of a brawler. We'll have to wait and see. As for the VC is no slouch here either. So taking a look at this, on the main is Physical Human Killer, which, you know, Ice was already kind of good at dealing a damage, and just having more Human Killer is even scarier, kind of. Dexterity up, which is also good. And last but not least, we'll be giving Pierce resistance on maxing it out. As for the vision card itself, the bottom one is particularly just attack up, so it's a very physical offensive vision card. Now, it is not an elemental VC, it is a job-based VC, and the jobs that it supports are Greatsword, Katana, Book, and Axe. And honestly, I have to say, that's looking like an amazing combination. Sephiroth now has access to more Human Killer, as well as Cloud, as well as Astrius. And if you think about the book also just, I mean, this vision card just seems incredibly great. Just because, like the water and ice combo was already a thing, but this gives a lot more power to it. Between the Chaos Odin combined with this VC, Astrius in combination with Velis in combination with a greatsword user of your choice, because I still don't feel like there's that many great axes. This VC is fantastic, and I'm giving it a giant thumbs up. But wait, there's more. Say hello to the Vision Card ability, and this one is a hell of a doozy. First of all, it reduces AP consumption for allies for 3 turns, and also creates a barrier that reduces magic damage for 3 times. So if you look at the new unit who can give a physical barrier to herself and allies, and the vision card that can give a magical barrier to herself and allies, I'm seeing an Astrius, Velis, and this new unit team being very powerful together. But I mean, you can probably even get away with her plus a couple of ranged units and still be really, really fine. I mean, this VC is probably one of the best of the year. And honestly, let's just take a look at the artwork for a second too, because we got Raviesse. She's sneaking in. She's bringing presents for Venera and little baby Dario, as well as Tyrell is in there. And look at the little puppet dead husband. I don't know about that one, honestly. That's a dead husband doll. I don't know if every wife in the world wants a doll of her dead husband that she still loves. But I guess she can show the kid later. Either way, both the VC and the character seem like absolute fire, ironically, and are getting a massive recommendation. The only thing of note, I guess I should mention, is that the VC skill does look like it is only equipable by a greatsword user. So if you know, you got to think about which specific party you're running here, but even greatswords into dark, I think there's a lot of potential with this VC, but, you know, Sephiroth is still everywhere right now. Astrius is still a lot of places, and all of that just seems in good combination. All right, and party abilities will be updated, but more importantly is this. We have a new ice-based sword as well, a new ice greatsword, which will be tailored towards the new character, and hopefully some old characters as well. I'm kind of excited about this just because the artwork on it looks really cool. No pun intended. I mean, we have to wait and see what the banners look like, if there's any special deals this year or anything like that. Remember that Halloween Lucia was on a 18k free lapis on JP, and it'll be interesting to see if that happens again, and also whether or not this unit comes to global anytime soon. Could be that you guys are going to be getting shadow links to replace this unit out, which does seem pretty probable. But yeah, as someone who has been a pretty big ice and water user of this year, I have to say, I'm really loving the way that the winter units are shaking out this year, and it's cool to see a non-glassy variant in the game. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you on Friday when the update drops and we get a ton more details of this unit, vision card, and everything in between. See ya. Oh, one last thing. It's an 80 cost VC. 70 cost unit and an 80 cost VC. Interesting. See ya.